Ashiepattle, Who Made the Princess Tell the Truth at Last, by Christen Asbjornsen. There was once upon a time a king who had a daughter, and she was such an awful storyteller that you couldn't find a greater anywhere. So the king made known that if anyone could outdo her in telling stories and make her tell the truth, he should have her for a wife and half the kingdom in the bargain. There were many who tried, for everybody would be glad to get the princess and half the kingdom, but they all fared badly. Well, there were 3 brothers who were also going to try their luck, and the 2 elders set out first, but they fared no better than all the others. So Ashiepattle thought he would try, and set out for the palace. He met the princess outside the cow house. "Good day," said he. "Good day," said she. "I suppose you haven't got such a big cow house as we." When 2 boys stand, one at each end, and blow their horns, they can't hear each other. "Oh, indeed," said Ashiepattle, "ours is a great deal bigger. If a young calf starts to go from one end of it to the other, he is a big bull by the time he comes out." "Maybe," said the princess, "but then you haven't got so big a bull as we have. Look, there he is. When 2 men sit, one on each horn, they can't touch each other with a yard measure." "Why, that's nothing," said Ashiepattle. "We have a bull so big that when 2 men sit, one on each horn, and blow their horns, they can't hear each other." "Oh, indeed," said the princess, "but you haven't got so much milk as we anyhow, for we milk our cows into great tubs and empty them into great big coppers and make such awful big cheeses." "Well, we milk into great big casks, which we cart into the dairy and put the milk into great brewing vats and make cheeses as big as houses. Once we had a cream-colored mare, which we put into the vat to tread the cheese together, and she had her foal with her. But one day she lost the foal in the cheese, and we couldn't find it. But after we had been eating the cheese for 7 years, we came across a great big cream-colored horse who was walking about in the cheese. I was going to drive that horse to the mill one day, and all of a sudden his back broke right off, but I knew how to put that right. I took a pine twig and stuck it in his back, and he had no other backbone as long as we had him. But that twig grew and grew so tall that I climbed right up to the clouds by it, and when I got there, I saw the north wind sitting there spinning a rope of mutton broth. Suddenly, the top of the pine tree broke off, and there I was. But the north wind let me down by one of the ropes, and I came right into a fox's hole. And who do you think were sitting there? Why, my mother and your father, of course, both mending boots. And all of a sudden my mother gave your father such a blow with an old boot that the scurf flew out of his hair." "There you tell a lie," shouted the princess. "My father never was scurfy." And so Ashiepattle won.